What's going on, lovely people of the internet? It's Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Indoor sunglasses engaged. We're going to be talking about Bbig, also known currently as Vinco Shrinko or Ethereum or ATER, bringing you guys the dual update as of today because quite frankly I just didn't want to make two videos. So we're going to try to speed through this one so that we can cover both stocks in a timely fashion, but we will be leaving timestamps in the description down below. You'll also see it, just the chapters in the video when you're like scrolling through the timeline of the video. But anyways, you can just skip to ATER or Bbig if that's what you guys want. Also, if you guys want to join Hootmoney Trade Alerts, I'm doing a discount code for $10 off on your first month. And as you guys can see, Hootmoney Trade Alerts has been on absolute fire this week. It pays for itself. We hit 3 trades, 18%, 18%, and then 22% as of today. And one of my trading accounts is up over 158% on the week. So $10 off Hootmoney Trade Alerts. It's that first link in the description down below. That code expires on Friday, so you have 2 days to do this code. But with all that being said, let's jump right into the video. So first things first, we have Bbig's chart right here, and I'm taking off my indoor sunglasses engaged, unfortunately, because you know I can see it a little bit better. Here we have the daily chart, and it is going to be getting an oversold green means go buy signal. We also see that if we pull up the 4-hour chart, that it has been in this descending pattern, right? So I do expect if there is some upside tomorrow that it'll likely break through this green line, this green descending line, and then we could possibly see even more upside, potentially up to 271 right there. So that is what I'm looking for there in Bbig. Some slight bullish divergence, not really bullish divergence, and you're also seeing that it's hanging out right here at this spider line at 220, and it's bounced off of it several times. And it's kind of crazy how these spider lines work because I can't really explain why they work at all. But this is actually a really good chart because obviously we got 3 oversold green dot buy signals, and then the next one, if you're just looking at and comparing it to the March run, the next green dot was actually what sent this thing to the next level. So Bbig at 220, around this range, it's usually a good buy, and the chart is just set up very, very nicely for a recovery right now. Hourly chart, we're also seeing that green money flow start to come in there as that red money flow is subsiding. So overall, I'm really liking Bbig's chart right here, and I'm excited to see what happens. Obviously, if it gets close to $2 per share, we've seen it do that in the past. It did that in March, in fact. That is time where you got to be really greedy, maybe even use some leverage on the trade. Not financial advice, I'm just saying that's a good spot to be getting in. Anyways, let's move into the Ortex data here. We won't keep you all day. 36% cost to borrow, 31 million shares are currently being shorted, still at 100% utilization. We're at the highest days to cover number ever at 1.95 days to cover, which essentially means there's way less liquidity for short sellers to exit their position. So if short sellers decided, oh, well, maybe there's a tyde dividend rally coming up, I want to close my short position, it'll take them longer to cover that position. So with days to cover at an all-time high, that is a very good thing for Bbig as well. Moving into Fintel, it's number 73 on the short squeeze leaderboard, number 28 on the gamma squeeze leaderboard. So there's clearly still some juice and opportunity left in this stock. As of 9 hours ago, 100,000 shares were available to be shorted, and we're chilling around a 30% cost to borrow. Not too much short exempt volume. Actually, there was a decent amount over there on 418. Let's look at the aggregate short volume ratio, and it was at 45%. Yeah, it's well above 40% each and every single day. If I'm thinking correctly, I think back in January, before the big run, it was even lower. And the fact that we are at 40%, 50% still, even at these price levels, is just kind of crazy. Yep, we don't have any new failure to deliver data right there. Moving into the unusual whales option flow, you guys can see there were lots of bullish bets, but I believe it ended up being, okay, 67% bullish premium. So the bulls here are targeting 715, so the July monthly expiration, and then some of them are also targeting the 2024 January 2024 right there. And then the biggest strike price by far is the $3 strike price. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even go for the 715s. At this point, just skip them. If you really want to help the short squeeze, 715s aren't going to do it. We learned from 414. I'm not saying you can't make money on July 15th contracts. You can probably make money on them. I'm just saying in terms of helping out the short squeeze, 2024s are what you're going to want to go for in that case scenario. Moving in to the max pain. So for this week, it is at $2.50. We're currently at $2.29. So there is some upside being implied from the max pain. And let me repeat myself. The max pain is the strike price where the most amount of call option buyers and the most amount of put option buyers end up losing the most amount of money. So market makers tend to manipulate stock prices towards the max pain value. And in this case, they would be manipulating it to the upside as the max pain sits above where the share price is trading at. Gamma exposure, again, we did lose out on a lot of gamma exposure when we did expire on April 14th. That was a big chunk. Boom. You can see the total open interest there decreased from about 100,000, about 1 million to 670,000 right there. Moving in to the ATER analysis, you guys can see we got the daily chart. Daily chart has cooled off enough. It's gotten to the point where it's probably going to be getting a nice little green means go buy signal right there, staying on the overbought side. So there's always that type of risk. Moving into the weekly chart, you guys can see there is a downwards pointing VWAP right here. So there is a risk on some of these longer time frames, given that the past week, the momentum kind of dried up in the volume as well. So that's why you'll see the VWAP here be pointing down. Moving into the 4-hour chart for ATER, it did get a nice green means go bullish continuation signal. It's trading in between these two fib levels. We'll have to zoom in for that one. Let's go to the 1-hour chart first here. As you guys can see, VWAP is pointing down. So yeah, it is really trying to stay in between these two levels. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow it actually came down, did a little shakeout, and then it comes right back up. So that could be a potential good buying opportunity if you are able to get in there. And that is a fib level right here, but there also is a support level, actually no, a resistance level right here. So we'll draw that in. So between the lower fib level, which is right here, and then this upper support level, upper resistance level, my bad, it could potentially be in a reaccumulation pattern right now. So we'll watch how this plays out. I don't think it has gotten to the end of it yet, because obviously it hasn't had a spring like situation yet, but it could definitely be in a nice little reaccumulation pattern, getting ready for its next leg up. So I like the chart here as well on ATER. It is looking good, even if in the shorter time frames it does look like it should cool off down to maybe $5 per share. And then potentially it could even get that spring going all the way down to 460 before it quickly recovers and then shoots up and breaks out to a new high. That would just be a way to get people to get shaken out of the play before market makers can essentially rip it right back up. Moving into the Ortex data here for ATER, still at 100% utilization. Pretty much all the short squeeze statistics are the same. 230% cost to borrow, 40% shorted at 10 million shorted shares, and it's on the threshold list. It's exactly the same, guys. And I mean, I've talked about this in my previous videos on ATER. No other stock is set up like this. I mean, it is up a significant sum even from the bottom. There's not really a risk of being diluted as a shareholder, unlike some other stocks. Yeah, it's still up 125% there. There is some decreased momentum, obviously. I mean, the daily chart shows that, but it is coming back up. The weekly chart is showing the cooling off of the VWAP, but there's still really nothing set up quite like ATER in this market for a short squeeze. So get ready, guys. I mean, if there's gonna be a really big runner that goes 20 plus, it's probably gonna be ATER, and I'm not trying to just say that. It's not even something I have a position in currently. I just think, just based off of the price action, how it's been moving up in these short squeeze statistics, there's really just nothing else that is set up quite like this play. Anyways, moving into Fintel, ATER is number 1 on the short squeeze leaderboard, but also number 1 on the gamma squeeze leaderboard. So again, guys, there's absolutely a ton of juice in this play. 0 shares available to be shorted as of April 26th right there. And you guys can see the borrow fee on Fintel is at a new high over the past few weeks. I think the past 2 weeks there at 124%. Ortex always lists it at a bit higher of a cost to borrow figure. There we have the short volume ratio. It's coming in at 38%, so slightly lower than BBIG, which is also pretty interesting considering that ATER is up a lot more, but this is probably because there's not that many shares available to be shorted. So it could be potentially that the reason the short volume ratio is becoming so low right now is because there's really just not any shorts for people to pound in, or else it probably would be pretty high. Exempt volume is also absolutely absurd on ATER. Almost over 100,000 exempts in a single day. Every single day, right? More than 300,000 in the preceding week. That just shows how like screwed these short sellers are. And then again, no more updated failure to delivers right there. Moving into the unusual whales data, as you guys can see, a lot of call options came in towards the end of the day. We're looking at $10,000 in premium or more ask side only calls and puts. Overall, it was 50-50, so 51% bearish premium, 49% bullish premium. Bulls are going for May 6th, 2022, as you guys can see right there. And then bears are going for 429 and also going for 520 2022. Bears are going for the $5 strike price and bulls are going for the $4 strike price. So a lot of the put buyers from this morning, including these two buyers right here, which both went for 2-day expiration puts, they ended up either losing money on their position or they closed it out early on in the day. It's hard to imagine, but these put buyers, if they're still holding their positions, they're down pretty badly. So that is a good thing. So even though it was a majority bearish flow today, majority about 50-50, the put buyers have been losing money. So the bulls have been winning on that battle. Here we can see the max pain for this week. That's at $5 per share. ATER is trading at $5.29. So the max pain theory does imply that there is some downside risk. And for May 20th, that's the monthly expiration that's coming up in May. It's also at $5 per share, which also shows some slight downside risk. Here's the gamma exposure. It's absolutely juiced. I think it's probably a little bit more juiced than BBIG is at this point, just because BBIG had so much expiring, but there's no negative gamma exposure whatsoever. So as it crosses these levels, $5, $5.50, and then $6 per share, and then even at $7.50 per share, there should be added buying pressure from market makers that are hedging their call option positions. So they're like Mario Kart booster pads. You see the purple right there? Boom, it boosts you, right? That's kind of how gamma squeezes work, but they also work to the downside as well. So always be careful of the added downside risk. Anyways, my friends, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. And if you want to check out Hootmoney Trade Alerts, I'll throw you guys the promotion on the screen right now. We're doing a discount, $10 off your first month, and we absolutely killed it today, doing two 18% gainers and then a 22% gainer, and then the whole count is up 158% on the week. So if you wanted to check out Hootmoney Trade Alerts, remember to use code birthday for the $10 off. Only today, tomorrow, and Friday. So you're only 3 days of this promotion. If you guys wanted to check it out, that's the first link in the description down below. And with all that being said, that's about it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for my market open live stream.